You become the lesson. You become the person that they will search for in other people. You become the person they can never forget. You become their biggest regret. You become, at the end, their biggest heartbreak. You become another's karma. And that becomes your karmic justice. Hey my beautiful souls, welcome back to Fanny Justy, the life coach. So guys, today we're going to be speaking a little bit more about karmic justice. So this is a real interesting topic, especially for the people who I coach. So a lot of people get entangled with individuals who do not treat them right? Specifically narcissists. And they're always asking me, are they going to get their karma? And this is what I tell people. Karma comes in many forms, and you receive karmic justice in many forms. And sometimes it's in forms that you don't even know about. So today I'm going to be speaking about it. So what is karmic justice? So karmic justice is when the scales of karma balance out and people pay. So let's first start with what is karmic justice. Karmic justice is when the universe comes to collect. That's the way I like to consider it. And I talked all about karma and what it is, and basically it's a balancing of the scales of cause and effect. And every time there is a cause, there is an effect. So every time you create an action, there is a reaction, and then there's a consequence. And depending on your original action is how the karma comes out, how the karma gets balanced out. So if you do and sow bad seeds, then that's going to be your effect of the cause that you created, and then you have to deal with the consequences. So karma can play out in many, many different scenarios. A lot of people think that when we talk about karma, it's an eye for an eye, and that's not necessarily true. Sometimes it can be. Like I've seen scenarios play out that people are unfaithful, and then they, go to the other side thinking that the grass is going to be greener, and that person goes and does the same thing to them. So in sense, that it's an eye for an eye, like exactly the pain and the tears and the uncertainty and living a person in an emotional and mental and psychological prison that you created for another person, then you actually get the same type of effect and you actually pay the same type of consequences. So it does happen in times like that, an eye for an eye. And other times it plays out very differently. And a lot of people don't realize that majority of the time that you are the karma. Like if someone has done you wrong and they've mistreated you and they weren't fair to you and they were not balanced to you, and let's say they try to play games with you, they try to play mind games, or they just were not reciprocal with you, well, you wind up being their karma. And this happens a lot in narcissistic relationships. So I'm going to break it down for everyone. So the way this plays out is this person is unfair to you, right? They play games, they play mind games, they try to manipulate you, they try to control you, they do all kinds of hellish stuff to you, right? They might go to the other side thinking the grass is greener, and then the effect of their actions is you getting up and leaving and not wanting to participate in this person's games anymore. And then you become the karma. And a lot of people are like, but how is that so? Well, if you're good to people, this doesn't have to be in narcissistic relationships. Let's talk about just relationships in general. Any type of relationship, a friendship, a partnership, a job, any situation that is not balanced and fair, and they're not appreciating you, and they're taking you for granted, and it's unbalanced and it's unfair, and they're not seeing your value and they're not seeing your worth. And because of that, it becomes obviously unbalanced. When it comes to the point that you get up and you learn the lesson, you have to be able to embrace the lesson in order for someone's karma to play out. Because once you realize that you deserve better and you're better than this, and you're not going to participate in this type of chaos and back and forth and nonsense that people bring us, and unbalanced and unfair scenarios and situations, when you start grasping that lesson, you become someone else's karma, because you were bringing reciprocity, you were bringing balance, you were bringing equal treatment, you were the person that's like, hey, I want to talk about this, hey, let's discuss this, hey, what's going on with you, hey, what's this, what's that. You're the person that's trying to balance out the situation. You're the person that's trying to give and give and give. You're the giver and you're not the receiver. And when you finally leave that situation, people don't understand that when you are a good person, they are losing a great aspect and characteristics and qualities that you were giving to them. Something that made them shine, something that made them feel good, something that nurtured them, something that balanced them out. You might have brought stability, you might have brought caring, you might have brought love, right? And love is a gift. A lot of people don't realize it, but love is one of the ultimate gifts you can give to another, especially if the love is pure and the love is true and the love feels unconditional. Which I tell people, unconditional love in any type of relationship that's not child and parent is true love, right? You're able to look over the way they look. You're able to look over the money they have, their status, their culture, their religion, their disabilities, right? That's true love. And a lot of people don't know how to give true love. They actually don't know what it looks like. So if you're the type of person that gives that type of love, it's going to be profound. It's going to be impactful. Especially with narcissistic and people who are wounded and unhealed and broken, they've never known love like that, right? It's like, it's new to them. So when you love someone to that degree and they feel it, and they feel it. Even though they play games with it and they take it for granted, they feel it. But the thing is, a lot of people take advantage of that, right? They take it for granted. They think, oh, I'm going to find you in another. But then when you pull back, and you take that away and they go searching for it, and then they realize, this person was special. This person was different. That love was true. It was something I've never felt before, and I can't seem to duplicate it, right? Because you're an original. You're different, right? You're authentic. And it takes losing you to realize that for these type of individuals. Therefore, you become the karma. You become the lesson. You become the person that they will search for in other people. You become the person they can never forget. You become their biggest regret. You become, at the end, their biggest heartbreak. You become another's karma. And that becomes your karmic justice. That's balancing the scales. Why? Because this person stays in heartbreak. This person stays in deep regret, realizing they lost a diamond. They treated you like a rock, but then they realize, oh wait a minute. Let me shine this thing off, and then they realize, bling! While they were out there searching for the moon and the stars, they lost the sun. You were the one that shined all the light and made them feel so inspired, motivated, different, right? They felt they could conquer the world with your love. And now they realize, wait a minute, I can't find that out there? I can't find that in another? This friend, this person, this worker, they were so different. They gave it their all, and I didn't appreciate it, right? And what's amazing about this balance that comes within is that you, the karmic justice, realizes your worth. That's what it's supposed to do. That is your karmic justice. And once you learn a lesson and you conquer the lesson of the person that came in to teach you the lesson, and you learn it, a lot of people say you don't walk away from people you love. Those are people who have not gained the lesson. There's many people who walk away from people they love, because once you truly walk away means that you truly learn the lesson. It doesn't mean that you stop loving someone, you stop caring. It just truly means you learned your lesson. And now you're ready to elevate and go to the next level. It's almost like a video game. That's the way I like to describe elevation and learning lessons, especially with other individuals. They come in, you learn the lesson. If you learn it properly, you let go. When you really learn a lesson, you are able and capable of letting someone go, whether you love them or not. You realize I cannot change this person and I cannot change this circumstance. And the only thing that's getting impacted is myself. And so since they're not going to give me karmic justice, I have to give it to myself. And then you go on with life, and then you elevate and you become happier, more peaceful. You regain that stability in your life and you give yourself your own karmic justice. So that's how karmic justice can play out, and that's how karma can play out. Someone searching for you and others, and they never find you because you were authentic, you were one of a kind, right? You were different. Someone, stuck in deep sorrow and regret for the fact that they had you, right? They had you right there. They were in your energy. You allowed them in, whoever they were or whatever it is. And then they let it go. They let it slip out of their hands because they were not paying attention. Or because they thought, like, once again, you were something that could be duplicated. You could be copied, right? And it's like, no, no, baby. What I got to give, what I bring to the table, you cannot find somewhere else, right? Because I might be at the table. I tell people this all the time. This is why it's so important for you to be able to see yourself clearly and see who you are and what you give to others and how valuable it is. Right? People don't realize how valuable their love is. Karma could play out in many forms. It could be, like I said, an eye for an eye. But the biggest karmic justice that you will ever receive is when you give it to yourself and you go on to live a happy, fulfilled life. And sometimes, when karma's a bitch for that person, guess what? They get a nice front seat to see everything you're doing. Your success, your wins, your happiness, your smile, your stability, your growth, your improvement, your love, the love that you find, right? They wind up getting the front seat to all of that. And that truly is the best type of karma that someone can receive. You become someone else's lesson. So it does happen more often than you think. And a lot of people don't realize that they are other people's karma because they're waiting for their downfall. And this is what I tell people. Do not wish anyone bad. This is the thing. Karma is how people treat you, right? It could be their consequences. But your karma is how you respond to situations. You can create a lot of bad karma for yourself when you're vindictive, when you wish people bad, when you wish people harm, when you wish all this kind of hellish stuff on them. Don't ever wish anyone anything. You want to know why? Because the universe got you. The universe got it. There's no need to put up hands. There's no need to wish ill harm on another. There's no need for any of that. Because the universe and the universal laws and the laws of cause and effect and consequences and karma will come out to balance the scales. The universe will fight your battles for you. The universe will seek retribution for you. The universe will come and be your debt collector. There's nothing you have to do. All you have to do when someone does you wrong is to go on and live your best life. That is the best justice you can ever seek. Especially when you deal with harmful people who are literally trying to bring you down. There's some people who willingly try to get into these battles with you, right? Because they are so envious, right? They're so jealous. Or they have this, type of mindset and belief system. If I can't have you, no one can. And it's the worst kind of dark kind of energy to have. Right? And so they seek to destroy. They seek to destroy you when they realize that they can't be a part of your world. They can't be a part of your energy. That you finally, you push back and you're like, wait a minute, I'm going to start looking out for myself. And I need to start getting balance within my life and making sure that I'm giving my energy, my time, and my resources and letting people in that are really deserving of me. When they start realizing that, they could be very, very spiteful and very, very bitter. And once again, I tell people, obviously, if you got to protect yourself in any way you can. But there's no need to wish ill harm on these people. Send them love. And I know that's hard. And you're like, what? I know. I've been there. I get it. But send them love. Trust me on this. Send them love. And when the karma comes around, which it will, because everybody has to pay the consequences for the actions they give out. We can't escape that. It's not how it works. So if you work on yourself and focus on your path, and don't worry about the karmic justice, okay? Just worry about yourself. Let the universe handle it. You know how people say, I'm going to let God take the wheel? Literally, that's what you do in situations like that. When people do you wrong, there's no need to wish ill harm upon them. There's no need to fight. There's no need to plead. There's no need to beg. There's no need to go back and forth. There's no need to clear your name. Don't do any of that. Don't do any of that. Let God, let go, and take the wheel. So at times, people get a front view of everything that you are accomplishing and everything that they coulda, shoulda, woulda had if they acted right? If they treated you fairly, if they treated you in a balanced and humane, respectful way. But since they did not do that, they get a front view of everything they could have had, right? They could have been that person by your side. They could have been that person in those beautiful moments celebrating with you. They could have been that person in the limelight, in the spotlight with you. They could have been that person, enjoying the success with you. They could have been that person having a balanced, happy life. They could have been that person that's by your side being your life partner, right? And they could have truly had true love. That is the best kind of karmic justice you can ever have. Your karmic justice is not always seeing someone's downfall. You are the karmic justice in most times, and losing you is their karma. You are the biggest karma that anyone can ever truly feel, because it hits them at the heart center. It hits them at the soul level. It hits them at their spirit, right? You are their downfall. You are the blessing. I think the worst feeling someone ever could live with in life is the feeling of regret. The woulda, shoulda, couldas of what I could have had, what I should have done, how I should have did this, I should have not did that, right? And it's a deep, deep feeling that takes people to their graves, to be honest. And it's like the chances you didn't take, or I should have did this, or I should have did that, or I should have listened, right? And it's one of those things that people don't really ever get over. So I always tell people, what I say, be careful the way you treat people. Go for chances while you have them, because a lot of times your missed opportunities, your biggest regrets in life wind up becoming your karma. They wind up becoming your lessons. What you shoulda, coulda, had, but you didn't, for whatever reason that is. Right? For many different reasons. They could be listening to other people, letting people lead their life. They could be straight to the other side because of temptation. There are so many reasons why people don't see the value and worth in another. Some people refuse to grow. Some people refuse to change. And you might be that person that's like, well, you know what? I'm ready to level up. I'm ready to go to the next level of the video game. If you want to stay here, in your go-kart, right? In your go-kart, you do that. I'm ready to go up to the next level and be in my nice Hummer. So I see you later, and you learn the lesson and you move on. Karmic justice. Sending you all love and light. See you in my next one.